out flex. Flex, the livest one in the section. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed. Let's get it. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Come on in, smash the like button, hype the video, share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's now leave nothing together to do a mother skunting thing for us. Let's do this roll call, because I got questions. And realistically, I'm really finna cook this kid. All right. Mac of the South, my brother. Dragon Fang, Colombia, salute. Thank you so much for that. Go follow us on Rumble. Thank you very much. Rumble and Patreon. We're making power moves in 2026. G McCall, HMC, Stormy in the building with everything. Michael Fleming, my brother, salute. True Boxing Night in the building. Chilltown. The CDB. Shaquilla Fields, salute, Queen. Mr. Big Play. Eric Myers, salute. Let's get to this work, man. Unique Dawn. Hello, Queen. How are you? Let's get to this. I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm not letting this guy off the hook at all. No. No one's talking. Let me ask y'all a question. All right. What's Rolly Romero doing next? What's he doing next? Anyone? Any Rolly defenders out here? What's Rolly Romero doing next? Any Rolly defenders out here? Anyone? No, I'll give it a minute. Maybe they're not here yet. I'm sure he got some fans. There was some clown about a month ago screaming on Champside's stream. And I heard him say that Devin won't fight Rolly, nigga. I'm from Beaumont, nigga. I'm like, what is he screaming at? And where is Beaumont? Miss Chancey, morning. I'm from Beaumont, nigga. I'm like, what's wrong with this dude? Okay. Devin won't fight Rolly. Listen. Can we get that conversation out the mouths of the goons in boxing? Devin not fighting anyone is not even a conversation. So we need to stop. Slim Hussein, Derek Gaines, the legend, salute. We need to stop that. Tay, good morning. Yeah, Beaumont, Texas. Mike, yeah, Beaumont, Texas. That's where he was from. He on Champside stream sounded like the Ultimate Warrior. And then when he calmed down, he sounded like a white boy. Then when Champ asked him, are you black? Dude got quiet. Got on there screaming about Devin because he beat Brian Norman. It was amazing. My brother Smoke and Talk podcast, real Baltimore. I repeat, real Baltimore in the building. Says, what's up, y'all? Shout out to you, big bro. Shout out to all the moderators in the chat, man. Salute to you, good fam. Yes, sir. Y'all go subscribe to Smoke and Talk podcast. Oh, everybody needs to follow us on Rumble. Follow the brother Junior The Truth on Rumble. I'm telling you, a lot more freedom over there. We could say what we want. We could do what we want to do. We could play the music we want to play. I'm telling you. Steve L. the Mac. And still, Rod Neal, what up? Jubei, salute. Abdul, what up? Michael Fleming, your people live down there? Hey, man, look, I don't know what was wrong with dude, but people got real aggravated that Devin won that fight, man. That was crazy. And this is no shade to Brian Norman because he's the only person on that list, Bernard Gilbert, salute, that stepped up to the plate. That's it. But people got annoyed that Devin won. I haven't seen anything like this in a while. I was like, why y'all mad he won? He was supposed to die, and he persevered, and he won. And it made it look, respectfully, it wasn't even close. There was always an element of danger there, but Devin won every round. Naquan, salute. And the world got mad. And dude called Champ Size screaming, literally screaming. I'm from Beaumont, nigga. I was like, what's wrong with him? Then you find out he was white. He said, you white? And his voice changed. Brown Sniper, salute. This is Jalen Hudson, what up? Strangest things. It was the strangest thing. But yet typical. Mr. Big Play in that super chat early. Salute to you, good brother. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Waffles, what's going on? Pinball player, what up, man? Eric O. Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button, share the video. We are our own algorithm. What I've noticed is that anybody that's been in or around Devin Haney's weight class at some point said his name, and then when Devin got close to them, they disregard him as if he doesn't exist. Rolly is one of those people. Rolly is definitely one of those people. Screaming and hollering. Calling him all kinds of names, but there's nothing but space and opportunity to fight, Devin. And what's Rolly doing now? So I'm asking people. West Does It, salute. D4L, salute. Mark Hairston. Where's Rolly now? What's he doing next? And if you're a Rolly fan, or you could be a Devin Haney hater, it's okay. Either one works for me. All around strong, my brother, salute. Either one works for me. My question is, what's he doing next? If you're a fan, what's he doing next? That's all I'm asking. I mean, tell me. Because I dead ass don't know. What's he doing next? That's a real question. What is Rolly Romero doing next? Help me out. Is it anything substantial? Here's my thing. Anybody that holds one of those 4 god-awful titles because it's apparent that they're god-awful, if they are not trying to unify at this point, I don't care what they're doing. Jim Diamond, Miss Van Houder, salute. All Father, what's going on? I mean, what we talking about here? Where the Rolly fans at? The reason why I brought up that clown from Beaumont on Champside's live stream about a month ago, reason why I brought him up was because Rolly was one of the people he said would knock Devin out. Matter of fact, I heard a few people online say that. Now, if you believe that, I mean, you're entitled to that. What do you think I'm going to say? What do I always say? When you say this fighter A could beat fighter B, what do I always say? Great, let's see it. That's all I say. It's boxing. Anything's possible. But if you feel so strongly that fighter A will beat fighter B, all I'm saying is, let's see it. You know what you never hear me say? Oh, well, that fight needs to marinate. Oh, well, this fighter hasn't done enough. Oh, well, he hasn't sold enough seats and nobody knows him. You never hear me say that. And let me be clear. You never hear me say that to defend a fighter that I support. You never hear me say that. You never hear me say, nah, well, that guy hasn't done enough. No. He wants to smoke. Get the smoke. The only time I say, well, this fight don't make sense. Like, remember I read that article? And this fool that wrote for Boxing News 24? Yo, that site is the Wild Wild West. The things that are written by these freelance writers is absurd. You remember that list that dude put out? In order for Devin Haney to reach the pinnacle of superstardom, he needs to fight these names. I saw Tank on the list. I said, okay. I saw Shakur on the list. I said, okay. I'm like, well, why he got to fight Shakur? Devin's a bigger name than Shakur. What I'm saying is not why he got to fight him. He don't have to fight him. That's something that Tank said. When they asked him, what about Shakur? He said, why? He hasn't done anything. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, why does Devin have to fight Shakur why does he have to be on this list to reach the pinnacle? The thing is, everybody on that list, Devin would fight. So everybody at 35, I said, yeah, I saw Gary Russell there, tried to make that fight, but Gary Russell and his team ducked the fight. Y'all know, y'all were here. So Tank, Gary Russell, Shakur. I think I saw Tio on that list. And here's where it got strange. Bud Crawford was on that fucking list. You remember that? And at that time, Bud just beat Errol at 47, and Devin was still at 35. I said, why is Bud there? I was like, uh-oh, what we doing with this list? Where's this going? David Benavidez was on that damn list. Not Jose, David, the big Benavidez, the big younger brother. I'm like, whoa, what is this? Boots was on that list. And Devin was still at 35, but Boots was on that damn list. Louis Hinton, salute. Devin wasn't even thinking about 47 at that time. I'm like, wait, whoa. Where's this? Man, I'm surprised they didn't put John Cena on that list and be serious. Then he got to go to WWE and do a challenge for John Cena. I'm like, what? Wait, hold on, man. Who's this writer? I need to know who this writer is so I can fucking avoid him. This is crazy. They want Devin to do the unthinkable, but here's the thing. You know what scares people? You put any name in front of him, he'll consider it because that's who he is. That's who he is. And I keep saying this. Devin is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. And he's not what your favorite fighter is as it pertains to weakness. Your fighter doesn't have a list. You put a list on him and justify him not calling out his contemporaries. And that doesn't only pertain to Tank. It goes to everybody in or around Devin. Because Devin tried to fight all his contemporaries. And if he didn't get to you, it's their fault. It's not his. That's right, Slim Hussein. Devin is a throwback fighter. I don't hear Devin complain about money. Complain about money. I heard Shakur. I saw Tank. I saw Teofimo. And out of the names I mentioned, who's made the most money? I'm talking about take-home money, not generated. Take-home money. Who's made the most money? Let me just save you the thought. Devin did. All y'all doing in the last two events is, oh, he's not even main eventing. He's not main eventing. He's on the undercard of Ryan. Yeah, look at the payouts for that card. Devin was the co-main, and he made more money than everybody on the card. Devin was a co-main fighting Brian Norman Jr. He was a co-main event to Benavidez. And excuse me. I'll take a sip. Hold on. Benavidez and Anthony Yard. And Devin was the highest paid on that card. Teofimo Lopez was just complaining how he hasn't even cleared $1 million. Turki Al-Sheikh said, I got $11 million for you to fight Devin. Teofimo said, no, I don't want to fight that style. It's not that I can't compete with that style, but why would I fight someone who has a boring style like that? I said, fuck that. Go get your money. Everybody else says, get your money, right? Leave Tank alone. Let him get his money. Well, hey, man, yo, forget style. Get your money, Teofimo. But we all know that Teofimo just doesn't want to lose to Devin. He's been ducking Devin for almost a decade. He has nothing but space and opportunity. Even when Teofimo was the A side, he had 3 belts, Devin had 1. He could have said, I want the fight in Honduras. Don't act like Devin wouldn't have went. All roads lead to Devin Haney. Rolly Romero had space and opportunity to fight Devin, and he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Sidebar, y'all know why Ryan Garcia lost to Rolly Romero? I don't think Ryan thought he could ever beat Rolly Romero. He ducked him back in 20. I did a video on it. He ducked him 2 years ago. He ducked him 2 years ago. I did a video on it. Just go look it up. The word was he was pulling out of the Romero fight to fight Jose Ramirez or something like that. It's on my page. You go look it up for yourself. This is crazy stuff. See, the thing is, I really don't have to defend Devin much because I'm just looking at the work. I'm just looking at the work. There's a list. There is a list. I'm going to say it again. There is a list. The only person on that list that answered the call was Brian Norman Jr. Everybody else had stipulations. Boots with his, I'll fight you at a catchweight. No, bro. Devin ain't got to bend to anybody at this point. The last time he bended, look what happened. He was cheated. There was an attempted murder. There was an assault in the ring. And what's worse is how the boxing community treated Devin. Even after you found out that Ryan cheated, and even when you found out Ryan is a racist as he was caught. Ryan, you got caught cheating. I want to resurrect George Floyd and kill him again and join the Ku Klux Klan. That's what he said. And I got to see you knuckle draggers in this kid face smiling. That's why I don't deal with you monkeys. That's why. BF just did a video this morning that I saw. Some asshat defending Ryan. If you're black and defending Ryan Garcia, don't ever talk to me because I hate you. Stormy says, and fun fact, if they heard of BFTV's live yesterday, Ryan had to pay back over $10 million to Turkey for ducking the rematch with Devin. Uh-oh.
Whoa! What the
Get it back in blood, right? Get it back in blood, right? Y'all love using these terms. The thing is, a lot of you boxing fanatics, when you have your mind made up that you hate someone, your judgment, well, you have no judgment because y'all don't know any better. Y'all are not smart. And it pains you. I'm just going to say this. Y'all don't know what we know. I love when people, 88, what up? I love it when people try and engage with me about boxing, and I start talking about things that they're not ready to, they don't even consider, and they're not ready to have a conversation about because they don't know. And I'm talking about, you know, guys on my job, maybe a guy or two in the gym. To them, it's just black and white. They think the fighter signed the fight. Charlene, salute. They signed the fight, and they train for 3 months, and one guy wins, one guy loses. And I'm like, nah, it's not that simple, man. They don't know about hydration clauses and moles in the camp, and they don't know nothing about that. And when I say, you know, look, when I talk about the quote unquote intangibles and the crap that happens behind the scenes, you know, all of a sudden they look like Rolly in this fucking meme I made right here. Fuck you talking about? What the fuck you talking about? Huh? And I'm talking to a clown. Because what always happens when I start bringing up stuff like, hey, man, you know, look, this guy was drained, you know, Miguel Cotto. Now, watch this. I can say Miguel Cotto has 2 losses on his record that shouldn't be there. Huh? Huh? What? Yeah. What are you talking about? Oh, the Margarito situation. Oh, yeah, he had bricks in his gloves. Yeah, he's a cheater. Oh, my God. Yeah, oh, he's a cheater. Oh. And I say, yeah, the Manny Pacquiao fight. Huh? What happened in that fight? And I say, yeah, he was a WBO welterweight champion, but he was made to come in at 145 pounds on fight night. And he agreed to it because A, Bob Arum was his boss, and B, he was the B side to that. Meaning that Manny was a name, so he had to concede to that. And he was doing fine until he ran out of gas. Well, you know, that's true because, you know, Miguel Cotto, they don't call him Cotto, they call him Cotto. So who do you think I'm talking to? Cotto. Because, you know, Cotto. I was kind of confused because, you know, Cotto, you know, didn't Manny Pacquiao, wasn't he a drug cheat? I said he was never caught. But if you know what you're looking at, once they smashed the gas on OSDT, the knockout stopped, but Cotto was a victim of those stoppages. He was never caught, though. Oh, because, you know, Cotto. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now watch this. When I start talking about Devin Haney and Ryan, oh, but, you know, we saw what we saw, though. Really? And when I say, how come Devin Haney doesn't get extended the same courtesy and Ryan got caught? How come you don't extend that brother the same courtesy, but I just got done telling you that Cotto got 2 losses on his record that should not be there? You don't know if Margarito cheated. Do you know why? He was never caught. You know when he got caught? When he tried to cheat the black man. Brother Nas caught Margarito cheating. And then we put 2 and 2 together. Like, wait a minute. Cotto's face was unnecessarily busted up. And I'll do you one better than that. When we had Kermit Cintron in the Stronghouse, shout out to my brother Trick Nolte, me, Trick, and Stormy talked to Cintron. He said, I fought that man twice, and I know he had some shit in his gloves. I never got hit like that. And they'll say, no, that's true, that's true, that's true. Wait a minute. But I remember having the same conversation with you about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And you said Wilder was making excuses, but Kermit was not. And then when you concede after I give you the facts, you say, well, it's still Deontay's fault because he had no one there to check the gloves. You want to roll with that? Then why did you agree with Kermit Cintron and extend him the courtesy? He fought that man twice. So not one time did you say that his camp was inept. Not one time. Extend the courtesy to Cotto, to Cintron. Cotto, Cintron. Extend the courtesy to them. Manny's on drugs. No, he's not. Manny Pacquiao's never been caught. True. But as soon as they started making us think about OSDT, those knockouts stopped. Fury didn't cheat Deontay. Name another fight where he cracked someone's skull. Why the fuck was that glove not permanently affixed to his goddamn fist? Plus, he's a drug cheat. And he cheated in camp. Nicholas Asbury told us. All of these things. But he fought Deontay clean. We never get extended the courtesy. Ever. I think Manny Pacquiao was juicing in the early 2000s. But he never was caught. I think Margarito had some bricks in his fist when he hit. Go back and watch the Kermit Cintron fight. Kermit was rolling on the floor. You ever saw a kid hurt himself in the park and they fall and they start crying and for like 30 seconds their mouth is open and you don't hear anything, and 30 seconds later then you hear, ah! That's how Kermit looked on the floor. I said, God damn. This Mexican dude's hitting. I'd never seen. You know what Kermit said? Yo, bro, you know what Kermit said on the show? Do you know what Margarito did, bro? You know what he fucked up? If Kermit beat Margarito, you know what was going to happen? It was going to be Kermit Cintron versus Miguel Cotto on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City. That's what Margarito fucked up. That's what he fucked up. Okay? Now, you newbies don't remember. Kermit Cintron, Puerto Rican, solid fighter. He's rangy, had a jab, and if he caught you good, he'd knock your shit out. He was on the original Fight Night game. I think Fight Night, the first one. He was a playable character. And with one fight, that cheating ass Margarito did that. You see? And then he turned around and cheated Miguel Cotto. But we was never caught. He was never caught. I don't care about the picture where it shows his hand wraps. It looked like it had gravel in it. The fight's over now. The fight's over. And I was so happy to see Miguel get his get back. What happened to that bone-crushing power? Never mind the fact that when he did that, what he did to Mosley, Mosley knocked him out, and then he got suspended. He had to fight in Mexico. You see that? We don't want to talk about that, though, right? Now, why is it that I can point these things out consistently? And this is the second thing that's happened to a black fighter that was huge in our lifetime. One was Deontay. The second one was Devin Haney. We don't get any courtesy. That's why I say we by ourselves, man. Floyd Mayweather wants to do OSDT. Oh, he a chicken. He a chicken. Floyd a chicken. He don't want to lose. He a chicken. He's trying to recreate the laws and the rules in boxing. I said, yo, in that Manny Pacquiao thing, Floyd wanted one thing, OSDT. Manny wanted like 5. He wanted his choice in glove size, ring size. He wanted a catch weight of like 145 pounds. And if Floyd came in 1 pound over the agreed weight, he wanted $10 million for every pound he was overweight. He wanted his own venue. He wanted to fight in Dallas. Floyd said yes to all of it. All he wanted was OSDT. And it took them 4 fucking years. And I'm arguing with pack-tards all over the internet. And then when they made the fight, they threw the mic in front of Freddie Roach's face. And he says, oh, well, you know, we could have had the fight about 3 years ago, but we couldn't agree on the drug testing. So I said, man, that's all I ever said. For 3 or 4 years, that's all I ever said. The fight's not happening because he's not agreeing to the drug testing. Now he says it in 2 seconds. Nobody want to argue. I was running around to all the pages. I said, y'all heard that? Y'all heard this? I'm dropping because the technology for live streams wasn't around then on YouTube. So I'm copying and pasting the link on all the pages I had an argument with people on. I said, click this link and go to like 2 minutes into the video. Listen to what he says, stupid. This is all I've been saying for 3 years. It was their fault. Time reveals all truth. 4-ounce sniper, salute to you in that super chat. Much love. Thank you so much. Exactly, Stormy. When Bob Arum goes and digs Margarito out of the gutter in Mexico, the boxing gutter. I'm not calling Mexico a gutter, but Margarito was down bad because he got kicked out of the sport. Bob Arum pulled some strings, got him back, he fought Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao tore his eye up so bad, I think his left eye is permanently, it looked like he got a lazy eye, permanently. He needed reconstructive surgery. K-Rod, Beezy, salute. Joe, what up? Javani, what up? Michael Ray. We get no courtesy. Yeah, thank you, K-Rod. Fight night round 4. Kermit was in that one. If y'all don't know, he messed that fight up. It was supposed to be Kermit versus Cotto. But why is it that all those fighters get extended that courtesy? But then when you talk about a black fighter, it's, oh, I don't know about that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. What the fuck do you, man? I get so sick of these people. And Mr. Ishmael, salute. And you knuckle draggers, y'all just conditioned. Y'all are just conditioned. That's what that is. Y'all are just conditioned. There's some, y'all are weirdos. Y'all are just simply conditioned. What happened with Devin and Ryan, that's not what happened with, it's the opposite of what happened with Deontay, because what Deontay discovered, it fell on deaf ears because y'all don't want to believe him. Y'all don't want to believe him. And when I get into deep conversations with people, because, you know, you get to a point where people just don't want to be wrong. PGH, salute. And then when I say, hey, man, wait. I just told you, I believe Cotto was cheated, but he wasn't. Manny was never caught. Margarito was never caught, because history works out for Miguel, because Margarito's a cheater. But numbskulls, he wasn't caught cheating against Cotto. That's not a no contest. That's a dub for Margarito. We just put 2 and 2 together. That's all that is. That's all that is. He was never caught, though. He got caught versus Shane Mosley. And then we spun the block and said, you know what? I think he did that. I think he did that to Cotto. Now, why is it that I can look at that with an open heart and say, nah, man, that wrong is wrong and right is right, man. But y'all can't do that. And here we have the shit that happened with Deontay, and it came down to say, well, why would Fury do that? Because he's done it in the past. Want me to get a little deep? I'll get a little deeper. And I didn't say this. They said, well, he did it because he's a gypsy. I said, excuse me? This is a white person telling me this from over there. I said, yeah, man, you don't know about them? I said, no, the only thing I knew about gypsies were what I seen them on Scooby-Doo. Gypsies. I'm thinking magic and campfires, and they look like a traveling circus. I don't know nothing about no gypsies. I don't. I only saw them on cartoons. I didn't know what the fuck a Samoan was until I started watching wrestling. I'm dead serious. Look, I'm from the Bronx. Everybody Asian was Chinese, right? They all knew karate, not kung fu, karate. Everybody who spoke Spanish was Puerto Rican. Pardon my fucking ignorance. I didn't know what the fuck a gypsy was. Heard the name. When I got older, I said, oh, it's a real people. Okay. I didn't know that they were shysters. I didn't know that. So somebody I spoke to from the UK here said, of course he did. He's a gypsy. I said, what does that mean? Ah, that's what they do. What? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, damn. Then they saying, of course he did it. He's a gypsy. So anybody British that's telling you that Tyson didn't cheat, they just hate Deontay. I didn't say that. They said it. See? There it is. How many times I gotta tell y'all that this sport is a dirtbag business? Some fighters gotta find out the hard way. And then when they get caught, oh, you don't sue in boxing. What are you talking about? Ryan cheated. And they bent the rules for this dude. You want to come in overweight? They had to adjust the contract so they can, okay, fine, you're coming in overweight. They didn't agree to getting there with him being on a ped. You're in violation of a contract. And then when Devin said run it, he said no. But it's get it back in blood. How's he supposed to get it back in blood when Ryan said no? Oh, you don't sue in boxing. Excuse me? There've been thousands of lawsuits in boxing. What are y'all talking about? Why y'all acting like DHP started all this suing shit? That's assault. Imagine signing to fight a boxing match and then you in there getting your ass kicked. You wondering why, yo, is my cheek? I can't feel the left side of my face. What the fuck? And then you find out the dude did something with his rap, so he got brass knuckles in there. Did you agree to that? Oh, well, Drew, that's over the top. That's equipment. So what? You agree when, what does the ref say? Protect yourself at all times. Let's have a clean fight. Is there anywhere in the contract that states you can do that with your hand wraps? You didn't agree to that. So if it's not in the contract, why are you doing it? Lawsuit. This is a dangerous sport, right? What happens if Devin went to the hospital, had a seizure, and died? What happens? And then we find out that Ryan cheated. What are y'all gonna do? So, I hate Bill. So. Nothing but a bunch of niggas saying that. Niggas, capital N, niggas. And what's the alternative? I hate Bill for raising his son and his son chasing all the smoke, behaving like a fighter that we say we want, everything that we say we want in a fighter. The alternative is some half-wit, racist Latino cheated him and killed him in the ring. And y'all can look past that, you knuckle draggers? Y'all can look past that? Of course you can. Because you're a coon, raised by a single mother. Your daddy don't like you. Your mom's a whore. And while you freestyling, she's twerking. And she's probably giving you top. Because there's a lot of that going on. You're not a victim of incest. You love it. And you're disgusting. And when you see your best boyfriend in the street, you don't give him a pound and a hug. You give him a kiss on the cheek.
Faggot shit.
You YNs are suspect, all of you.
Faggot shit.
I literally went into like a club a few years ago. What the fuck did I go in there for? Oh, somebody was doing security. And I had to get something from him, right? It was my boy's son. He was working the door at a party. And I said, yo, let me use the restroom. I go to the restroom. When I came out, you know what I noticed? You know what I noticed? Check this out. The crowd was like, they say it was 21 and over. Everyone looked like they were 15, but whatever. I noticed the dudes was on one side of the club. The women was on the other side of the club. The women are dancing with each other, twerking on each other. The dudes are standing there drinking, doing hookah. And I'm literally watching, and I stood, I'm looking like, what the? Wait a minute. Back in my day, because I'm an old ass man now, all of us would be on the other side trying to talk to those girls. Why the fuck? And then the dudes are on the phones, the girls are on the phones doing the selfies and live on their gram. I'm like, why are these dudes over here? They should be over there. And why are grown men putting their mouths on the same hookah?
Faggot shit.
Nigger.
Yo, I hate y'all. I swear to God. Listen. I can't stand y'all. Mansa Musa, my brother. I'm dead serious. One deep, my brother. Salute. I'm not confused about this bunch. Y'all are just like that. The chick, you want to slide into her DM, they're literally in the club with you. Literally in the club with you. And you sharing a hookah with your boy, you're putting your mouth on, oh my God. What? This is this era. That's why I don't listen to y'all when y'all talk. Because a majority of y'all.
Faggot shit.
Y'all are the worst. Y'all are the worst. You take these YNs today and put them back around maybe 92, 93. We beating all of these kids up. We're beating all of them up. We beat all of them up. Y'all are too drunk. Y'all are too high. Y'all are too skinny. Y'all wear skinny jeans and sag them. Y'all got your butts out. We will literally beat you up. Hell, we'll beat you up now. 1D, we beating you up. You kids ain't tough. You're gay. Y'all bugging. And I'm supposed to sit down and talk boxing with you niggas? Fuck out of here. Todd French in that super chat salute. He said these goofies do know the first lawsuit over peds in boxing was France Bothroyd suing Axel Schultz in 1995. These boxing YouTube streets are wild. # Cook. I'm on a job. Y'all remember Axel Schultz? He beat George Foreman. Well, he beat George Foreman, but George Foreman got the nod. But I thought Axel Schultz won that fight. And by the way, Todd French, that's quote unquote white on white right there. Axel Schultz, I think, is German, and Francois Bothroyd, salute to him. He's been a guest on the Stronghouse. Francois Bothroyd is South African, but he's white. That was 1995. Don't nobody want to talk about that. Matter of fact, half these niggas that think they're boxing brains, they weren't even born back then. You understand? Eric Jordan, salute. They don't want to talk about that.
Faggot shit.
Tank fans, I'm talking about all of y'all. Black Ryan fans, I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about all of y'all. These kids have no testosterone, and they be like 18. No testosterone. You're like 18. You at that age where you shouldn't. You have to fight real hard to keep your hands off your penis. You should have so much testosterone. You should be so horny. You ready to hump an oak tree with spandex. They done pumped you kids full of drugs and y'all eating McDonald's every day. These young girls getting on the bus. I'm looking at them like, yo, why you look like you gave birth to a litter of kids? Like an animal, they have a litter. They don't have just one child. They have maybe 7 kittens or 4 puppies. These chicks have blotches on their face. They loud. They're 6 feet tall, looking like George Foreman when he came back with a wig on. Loud and 300 pounds. And I know they don't have no children. Why do you look like that? While eating what? Chick-fil-A. And I'm painting this picture. Tim Harmon, what up? I'm painting this picture because these are the types of people that get online and they pick favorites and they're not educated at all. So I'm gonna bring the conversation back because this is all relevant, by the way. I gave an example of Miguel Cotto. All right, he was done a disservice at welterweight for the WBO title versus Manny Pacquiao, but he conceded, and he shouldn't have did it. But if he didn't do it, they were going to strip him. And then they'd have stripped him for not wanting to come in at 145 on fight night when he's a welterweight champion. What's welterweight? 147. But he conceded. And if he said, no, I'm not doing it, Bob Arum would have found a way to take that belt. And you know what would have happened to him? They just said he ducked Manny Pacquiao. That's what they would have said. And I would have been here saying, no, that's not right. This is what they tried to do to him. So I stand with Miguel. And no, Margarito was not... T. Harden salute. No, Margarito was not caught cheating Miguel Cotto, but I firmly believe he was cheating because of what happened with Shane Mosley when Brother Nas caught him. And then that made me go back. I looked at Miguel Cotto's fight. I went back to Golden Johnson, which was crazy. And I went back to the 2 fights with Kermit Cintron. And then years later, Cintron is in the Stronghouse and he says, no, that guy absolutely cheated me. And nobody goes to Kermit and says, well, Kermit, that is your fault. Where they blame the victim. I was like, what the fuck? What kind of planet we live on? He was done a disservice and you blame him? Oh, yeah, well, you were supposed to have a corner that looks out for shit like that. All right, well, fine. But that doesn't negate the fact that that happened to him. So you're admitting that he cheated. Oh, I get it. You might not like Kermit Cintron. Oh, I get it. You might not like Miguel Cotto. Oh, I get it. You don't like Devin Haney. You don't like Deontay Wilder. And when I paint that picture, you should see the look on these motherfuckers' face. I say, look, I just told you about Cotto. I just told you about Kermit Cintron. I skipped Golden Johnson because he's black. So I said, so why is it that you're agreeing me with that, but you don't agree with me with Deontay Wilder and Devin Haney? I don't have to call you racist. I just give you these examples and you agree with me here and don't agree with me here. What is that about? And then they say, mira, yeah, I'm listening. Porque mira, porque, okay, I'm listening. But no Espanol, please speak English. They get to stutter and they forget how to speak English magically. Okay, tell me you don't know what the fuck you talking about and you have a racist mindset because that's how you was raised without telling me it's that. Go ahead, I dare you. Now, what does this have to do with stupid ass Rolly Romero? Right now, he's ducking unification from Devin Haney. And when he was asked about Devin Haney, what did he say? What the fuck you talking about? I don't want to get sued. He's just going to sue me. What the fuck you talking about? What the fuck you talking about? I mean, I'm ahead of he's going to sue me. What the fuck you talking about? Man, shut your stupid retarded ass up with your small ass head and wide jaw. What? Shut up. You've called out Devin Haney. And then when he man, listen. The funniest shit I've ever seen in my life in person. All right. One of my boys, right? Back in the day, one of my boys, right? We was in high school, right? And we were acting out in this store. We was, right? We was. And they had a security guard. They said, "All right, man, get out. Y'all gotta get out." We was in Toys R Us. We was in Toys R Us. They was like, "All right, get out, get out, get out." You know, all right. So I was like, "All right, man, we leaving." So we leaving, right? And one of my boys, who's not a fighter or whatever, he started joining back and forth with the security guard. And he called him a Buddhisi one too many times. And we was in the parking lot walking, but my boy, who's not a fighter, he's not a fighter. I mean, maybe y'all had dudes like that he was cool, but we knew if it came down to it and we had to scrap in the street, we knew who was running. And we didn't hold that over his head because we knew he wasn't a fighter. Well, he called that security guard a Buddhisi one too many times. And I remember walking and we was far. We was done with it. And he's jaw-jacking with him back and forth, and he was feeling himself. He was like, "Buddhisi, you Buddhisi, you Buddhisi." And next thing you know, out the corner of my eye, that security guard was a big black dude with a big old gut. All I saw was that little bullshit badge he had. He ripped it off his shirt and he started running that. He literally said, "Fuck this job." And he started chasing. The employees was at the door. No. And my boy turned around and started running towards us and hit the look of panic on his face because, surprise, surprise, that nigga had some speed on him. And he was gaining on him. My boy he turned around and almost fell. And he started screaming. All of a sudden, it turned into an episode of Everybody Hates Chris. Yo, so we start laughing. So we all take off running because the reality is none of us wanted smoke. So we start running. And he's trying. You ever saw someone running and they're trying not to fall? And if he had fell, it's over. And he's screaming, "Wait!" He was like, "Wait, y'all, wait!" His voice was so high. Yo, we running and laughing like, "Oh shit!" We said we didn't know that big nigga was that fast. That nigga said, "Fuck this job." He was like, "Yo, fuck this job." We looked, we said, "Oh shit." We started running. His nigga L was like, "Wait!" He's like, "Nah, nigga, you're done." That nigga was lucky. Yo, he was, oh my God. His hands was hitting the ground. He saw the dog paddling, and that motherfucker was gaining on him. We was like, oh shit. He turned into the juggernaut. Oh my God. Ran into the parking lot. White folk looking like, what the fuck's going on? We were gone. We ran all the way back to the block. Yo, we didn't even know he got away until he came. His coat had smeared snow on it, so he eventually fell, but he rolled up. He ran back he came back to the loop with his fist pulled up. "You what the fuck y'all left me?" We was like, "What was he gonna do?" You saw the size of that nigga. He was like 6'9". What are you talking about? Oh my God, man. Oh my God. I was in there looking for a Genesis video game. And, you know, we were young, man. And we were roughhousing. And one of my boys pushed my other boy into something and then knocked over a poster or something. Security guard came and said, "Yo, all right, man, stop. Don't do nothing." So then he walks off, and you know, you do the shit under your breath. "Yo, fuck you." And he stuck his head back around the corner. "What'd you say?" He's like, "I ain't hear nothing." So you know, we fucking with him. So then somebody did something else. Next thing you know, he's like, nah, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. I was like, all right, man, all right, we leaving. Man. All right, we leaving. All right, man, fuck that. We leaving, fuck that. But my boy, who's not the fighter, had the biggest mouth. And he kept going back and forth with him. We snickering or whatever. We walk out that store. He kept going back and forth, and we was leaving. So we was literally like 50 feet from the damn door. My boy is closer to the door. And dude said, fuck this job. I turned around, he ripped the badge off his shirt and threw the shit. And he was fast. We was like, oh. And we just took off. We was like, oh shit. And we bounced. My boy turned around, he almost fell. He was like, wait, wait. Yo, that was funny, bro. And we lost him. We left him. We did. We left him. We got back to the loot. We laughing. He came in with his fist. We was like, yo, did he get away? He come with his fist balled up. His shirt, his jacket was open. He's like, why'd y'all leave me? We was like, yo, man, every man for himself, man. What the fuck you talking about, man? Fuck you talking about? Rolly voice. We was like, yo, he caught you? Nah, man, that motherfucker, he grabbed my coat, but I got away. His voice was all high. That shit was funny, man. It's like, yo, all right, well, he didn't touch you. He didn't beat you up or nothing. Nah, I got away. But why'd y'all leave me? He's like, nah, man, nah, bro, nah. We left. Why was you still talking to him? Yeah, that's fucked up. Oh, my God, that was funny. Oh, my God. I'll never forget that. Toys R Us story. He was like, wait, yo, wait. That nigga was fast. He was a big dude, big, bald, black dude, and he had a big stomach. He warned us. Then he threw us out. And then my boy just kept talking. And my thing is this. He was like, yo, nigga, you not a fighter like that. Why you doing that? Why you doing that, man? What the fuck? We were all leave. We cussed him out a little something. He cussed us back, but we left. You wanted to stand there and pop your collar and talk shit. We was like, all right. And then next thing you know, you screaming. We turn around, he chasing you. And he was mad fast. We was like, oh, shit. We boogied. We ain't want no smoke. We were gone. And I was never a small dude. That dude was big. I mean, that he was Mark Henry big. Nope. I ain't trying to find out. I was gone. How old was I? 15, 16, something like that? Nope. No. I was strong, but I ain't have my man strength, and I wasn't trying to see. I was gone. We ran from that security guard like how all these cats run from Devin. And this motherfucker, Rolly, he's a runner. He's a track star. Definitely. This dude, Rolly, is not being held accountable. Because I guarantee you, everybody that ducked Devin, if Devin ducked them the same way, you know what my chatter look like right now? They be saying, what's up with Rolly? Why your man ain't fighting Rolly? Why your man ain't fighting this guy? Why your man ain't fighting that guy? Devin Haney has disarmed all of your arguments. You know why? There's a mother skunting list. And don't look now. If you didn't see BS video, yeah, Manny Pacquiao's in the play. The winner of Shakur and Tio, that's in play, and that's entirely up to them. That's entirely up to them. That third option, did y'all see the video? Eric Jordan, that super chat salute, he says Miguel got Rolly ducking because Miguel's clapping his cheeks. Oh, yeah.
¡Ay, Miguel!
Let me do this for a second. Y'all watch BFTB's video this morning? Who watched it? Let me just give you the short version if you didn't watch it. I suggest you go watch it, first of all. But I understand Devin's going to be in the building. They want him to call the fight. Turkey wants the winner of T.O. and Shakur. I already asked y'all last week, do you trust these guys to do it? I'm going to go with no. I don't trust these guys. I don't trust these guys. But Delano says that the three opposition should be Anton, Russell, Boots, or Catterall. Fuck Anton Russell. He don't deserve shit. He don't deserve a Devin Haney fight. Boots ducked. Catterall is just a mandatory. All right, but at the end of the day, Devin does what he wants to do because that's what bosses do, and Devin's a boss. I'm just saying, fuck Gary Anton. He talked way too goddamn much, and I'm not seeing nothing. Manny Pacquiao's in play. The payday will be good for him, but I don't think he wants to get his ass kicked. Oh, but look how he looked against Mario Barrios. I don't care. That's Mario Barrios. I saw what happened to Manny Pacquiao when he fought Udenis Ugas. He made Manny look super Asian. Remember his eyes? He looked like the Asian version of Martin Lawrence after he got beat up by Tommy Hearns. I said, damn. He couldn't even see the goddamn bowl when Jinky had to feed him. He looked super Asian. I said, damn, what the fuck? That's fucked up. Man, Jinky's a rider. Yo, listen, man, I need to do a show about Jinky. He done cheated all over her, has a whole child out of wedlock. This man had his face beat in, and she's feeding him. Jinky's the real champion in that relationship. I want a movie about what it is that I want to know Jinky Pacquiao. She's the real all-star. She's the real Hall of Famer. For years, oh, man, he's this Christian guy. Man, no, fuck that. Ain't no one walked in the path of Jesus more than Jinky Pacquiao. Get out of here, man. Jinky's the real MVP. Shout out to Jinky Pacquiao. God damn. Salute, Jinky. That's who I want to interview. I don't need to interview Manny. I don't. Manny was on this show I watched on Netflix called what is it? It was one of those fit shows. And they did Asia. It was different Asian countries competing against one another. And Manny Pacquiao was in Team Philippines. It's the Philippines, Japan, Korea, Turkey, China, and Thailand. Physical Asia, thank you. That's what it is. It's a pretty good show. Manny Pacquiao's in it. Jinky's the real MVP. Salute to her. But I saw what Ugas did to him. And Mario Barrios is not as good a boxer as Devin Haney. Devin will beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. They will stop the fight. If he ducked a prime Floyd Mayweather, and he was a lot younger back then, the man's in his 40s, he ain't got nothing for Devin. Nothing. BVO, salute. He ain't got nothing for Devin. That's a wash. So you got the winner of Shakur and T.O., you got Manny Pacquiao, and that third option, I'm not going to say who I think it is because I don't want to I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right. And you know, listen, I haven't spoken to anybody. Haven't spoken to anybody. Haven't spoken to Bill. Haven't spoken to BF about it. In my mind, I think I know who that option is. I think I know. Because of what BF said at the end. I could be 110% wrong. S. Walker, salute. But I think I know who it is. But just humor me. Stillwater, what up? Who do y'all think that third option is? And I was listening to BS video at the very end. Who do y'all think it is? Delano says the third guy is Boots or Connor Ben. I think Connor Ben is trying to snag Shakur. That's what Blue said. I think he's trying to snag Shakur after this. I think. And since everybody's ducking Devin, I think Shakur, if he wins, I think he'll go in the direction of Connor Ben. Peter the Great says Devin fighting Manny. No, it's a possibility. Des says Boots. I don't know. I don't know. Might be Boots. I don't know. It might be Boots at the full 154. I don't know. John Hancock says Errol. That's a possibility, bro. I thought that for a second too. K-Rod says, I think it's Abdullah Mason. Although I like how that sounds, two things. I don't know. Does the wonderful Mason clan, because I love what the Masons are doing, do they let that fight happen now? I don't know. K-Rod says Mel at 54. Yeah, that's nice. Lewis Crocker, I don't trust that because Eddie Hearn's a dick. That was Lewis wants to smoke, but as soon as Eddie said to Bill, "Are you ready to travel?" and Bill said, "The earth is our turf," magically he's trying to put Lewis Crocker in another direction. Peter the Great says Virgil Ortiz. I think Virgil's tied up with this boot situation. Now I'm going to say a name. I'm going to say a name, and this is just my opinion. Okay? Nobody told me this. I'm just guessing like everybody else. You know what my guess is? And based off of what BF said at the very end of the video, you know what my guess is probably is? And I want y'all to think about it. How crazy would it be if Devin went to 54 to fight Bakram? And yes, that's some shit he'd do. How crazy would it be? I thought about Errol, but then the rumor is Errol might be coming back to fight Tim Tszyu. Not Erico, not Bud. Bud's chilling. Bud did what he had to do. He's done. Big Solid said Boots. Dev could go to 54 and fight Boots. Boots was supposed to step up as soon as Devin went to 47. He was supposed to step up. So now I'm thinking Bakram. I'm thinking that third option is Bakram. I'm thinking that. Nobody told me this, but I was just thinking it like, yo, you know, Devin's like that. Devin's like that. And Bakram is the boogeyman, right? Go and watch BS video and listen to what he says at the end. I'm just speculating, and I could be 1,000,000% wrong. But how I was interpreting it was the third name is not the biggest name, but it's still a dangerous fight. And I'm like, wait a minute. Devin's trying to get shit done at 47, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is cooperating. There's no excuse for this dumbass Rolly to not want to unify. There's no excuse for this. And there's a list, and nobody on that list wants smoke. That's why I'm telling y'all, shout out to Brian Norman Jr. I'm not going to let y'all talk bad about him. He's the only person that stepped up. And although he got dropped in round 2, don't think for 1 minute that he wasn't dangerous the whole fight. He has a fight-changing power. Moody, what up? TZ Frank, salute. So I'm sitting here scratching my head. I said, well, if it was somebody on the list, I know BF would have said that. So I said, wait a minute. Nobody on that list wants smoke. Manny was an option. Sugar Free Mars, salute, Queen. That's my sis right there. Go subscribe. So I said, Manny's in the picture. The winner of T.O. and Shakur, they could call Devin out right there. But they're known for ducking this guy. So I don't trust either one of them. So I said, Richardson Hitchens, don't nobody give a fuck about him. And he's full of shit too. So I said, well, who the fuck? And I'm looking at the list like, wait a minute. It's, look, I'm just speculating. I could be wrong about all of this. No, Delano, fuck Gary Anton Russell. Fuck that dude. Hold on. Let me pull up his box rec. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying fuck this dude. Here's why I say fuck this dude. First of all, he's fighting in February against Andy Harioka. Andy, how you doing? I don't even know who the fuck that is. All right. He got Alberto Puello problems. Alberto Puello problems. Get it back in blood. See how that works? So fuck him and his trash talk. You gotta do something, baby. Get that Puello smoke. Get that back in blood. You see how that works? I don't hear him asking for that fight. I don't hear anyone saying, get it back in blood, Gary Anton. You got Puello problems. Get it back in blood. So until he runs that back and get it right, he don't deserve no Devin Haney smoke. Because they do everything but fight. So get to the back of the line. You ain't worth shit. What do y'all want to do? Y'all want to pocket watch or call out somebody's heart? We could do both. What's it worth fighting a Gary Anton? This isn't charity. This is boxing, right? We don't do charity, right? So he got to do something, baby. You want Devin's attention? You got to do more than talk. You got to back it up. Ain't that right, Gary Anton? Ain't that right, Mr. Gary Russell? Ain't that right? Matter of fact, name a person on this list that Devin wouldn't fight. Name them. Name them. But guess what? I can name several people on this list that if they didn't fight Devin, they would never fight Devin. Or they've ducked him. Let's do that. They've ducked him. Shakur, duck. Gary Russell, duck. Tiafimo, duck. Regis Prograis, fought, lost. Subriel Matias, who killed someone in the ring, duck. Mikey Garcia, the time wasn't matching up. Loma, lost. Linares, lost. Cambosis, lost. Shakur, duck. Davis said, I'm not ready. Tyler and Mason, they have time. They're still new in the scene. They have time. How could I believe what you say when I see what you do? I don't have to lie on anybody. Delano, are you related to the Russells? You said name someone on that list that would fight the Gary boys. Devin's on that list. He tried to fight Gary Russell Jr. And I told you they ducked. Everybody that's here knows that. Batman used to be on my show, God rest the dead. I told you, I called him and said, yo, we got to fight. He said, nah. I said, what's going on? He said, I don't know, Slim. Dad don't want to do it. I said, your dad don't want it? He said, nah, he don't want to do it. I said, man. So I don't know what your obsession is with the Gary boys, but they blew it. Get to the back of the line. Delano says, and we are asking for it. What do you mean we? What's this? My man, what's this we shit? Who's we? What is your weird obsession with the Russell boys? I know there's like 1,000 of them. Are you related to them in some way? I met a lot of the family. I met Gary. Matter of fact, when they fought in Brooklyn, they were all there. Let me see if I can find this picture. Let me see if I can find this picture. Let's see. It's Vegas. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Vegas. Press up. I really got to organize my stuff. No, not there. Not there. I don't know what this weird obsession. You said we. What's this we shit? He says everyone in this chat will want to see the fight. Put up a poll. Oh my God. Okay. Do you want to see Devin versus Gary and Toon Russ next? Yes or no? There's the poll, goddammit. And it's only on my boxing channel. I ain't putting it up on my other two. Let's see if you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but let's see if you're right. Let's see. Y'all let me know. Y'all vote. Top of the rock. Desktop. Boxing stuff. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know while I find this pic. 2021. That wasn't it. 2024. Actually, you know, there's an easier way for me to get this picture. I don't know why I'm doing all of this. Miss Van Houter says, hell no. I agree with Miss Van Houter. But I'm gonna let Delano, you know, direct traffic. You know, sometimes the brothers being out of space. I know you have this. I don't want to say you have a weird obsession of with this dude, but it is kind of strange. I don't want to see it because Russell hasn't done shit but talk. Now, if he was winning fights and putting himself in a position, and I'd say, hey, man, you know, he's ranked here and he's doing this, you know, and he talking, he got something to offer. He got a belt. Let's do it. Or he has that boogeyman, persona around him. I'd say, let's do it. Right now, he don't have that. Bakram has that. Bakram has that 100%. So my guess for that third spot, I'm guessing it's Bakram. And watch, if I'm right, if it's Bakram, if Shakur and T.O. Winner ducks him and Manny Pacquiao says, no, I go the other direction, and they go to Bakram, watch how they start cutting down Bakram. Watch. I'm trying to find this picture of Mr. Gary Russell. I know I got it here. Y'all go ahead and vote on that poll. Sid Mark, salute, brother. Maybe I'm wrong. I know I got, okay, I found it. Here it is. I'm gonna put this up just for Delano since he a fan. I'll put this up for Delano because he's a loyal fan, and the Russells just say, you know, I like the Russells, man. I'm just saying that Gary Anton ain't do shit. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna put up this picture just to show y'all, because I want to show y'all something. I want to show y'all something. Hold on a minute. Yeah, there's a lot of fights that in your mind will say it's a good fight, but I don't care about it. I don't care about Gary Anton Russell. He got Puello problems. Xavier says, I'm in the gym and I hear some I hear some people laughing in the background loud, and it's Ryan Garcia and Jamie Foxx and Martin Lawrence hanging out. I don't understand how anyone can be cool with him. Fuck him. Look, I don't think these Hollywood ass niggas even understand what this kid is. I don't think some of these fighters understand what this kid is. And when Quentin Rampage Jackson said what he said, I said, well, you didn't know that this nigga was a racist? He got mad at me. Said, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, nigga. You fucked up. You go ahead. Ain't no racism, right? And when they said, but the drugs and the racism, he said, I don't give a fuck. Well, didn't I tell you 2025 was some shit? Because months after that, his son got into some bullshit. And when he cried racism, you know what I said? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So he's by himself on all of it. That's a small dude, man. That's a small dude. Devin's mad bigger than him, bro. I think Gary would have got beat up badly. And shout out to Gary, man. Shout out to Gary, but he's a small dude, man. Devin would have closed the distance on him and did him dirty. Aaron, salute. Blade Brown, salute. There goes one of the other brothers are back there, by the way. That's in Brooklyn. And I don't think it worked out for his brother too well that night. Wait, huh? Wait, hold on. Where's that at, Xavier? They on Sirius XM? Lord Sweat, real Baltimore in the building. Salute, brother. Where's that at? That's on XM radio or some shit? That's on Sirius Satellite? So now he gets these uninformed niggas to start clowning on the Devin Haney shit. Now watch this. That's his life's work. That's his life's work. How he robbed a black man. And he's laughing about it with uninformed niggas. You see that? Y'all go ahead and let the devil in your house if you want to. Now, I'm putting this picture up to show y'all something. Now, look. Look, man. I did exactly, Bob. They're cross-dressers, so I don't give a fuck. Shanae and the bitch he played on in Living Color. So I'm pretty much done with that. I'm heavier than Deontay. And I'm like, how the hell is he knocking people sideways? I need you to look at his fucking hand. Make sense now? Does it make sense? There you go. Question answered. Look at his fucking hand. Look at that shit. Y'all ever paid attention to that? Make sense now? You understand? Yeah, Xavier, hit me later. I want to know more about that. You see his fucking hand? Look at my hand. I have big hands. Look at Deontay's hands, man. Fuck out of here. Now it makes sense. I just wanted y'all to see that. But back to this and salute to the family. I ain't got no problem with the Russells. I fucks with them. But Gary Anton hasn't done enough. He says, I'm just going to read it how you wrote it, brother. You now of keep it real. People have ducking the Russell clean for the last 6 years. Okay, put a name on it. You said people. Put a name on it. Who? Who's been ducking the Russells? Not Devin. Because Devin fight anybody. Yeah, I know G. McCall. I know. Rolly said his hands are like anvils. That shit was crazy. I was like, what the fuck's going on with his... Them shits look fake. I was like, what is going on with his hands? I was like, oh, shit. All right. And then when I gave him a pound, you could feel how strong a person is in their handshake. I was like, my God. Okay. Now it all made sense. It all made sense. But Delano, who ducked? Pick a Russell and tell me who ducked him. Because I know Puello ain't ducked Gary Anton. He actually fought him and beat him. The Queen Sugar-Free Mars says, I definitely rocks with the Russells for sure. But all that talking is senseless if they aren't going to fight. Real shit. Gary Russell ducked Dev, and now Anton is doing nothing but talking. And the rest of these goons out here that are in or around Devin's weight class, that's all they're doing is talking. St. Louis Mix says, remember Gary Anton team ducked Dev on BF page already? Yep. Bill pulled up on them on the live and asked about Gary Anton fight. They declined. I'm telling you, some of these dudes are Johnny-come-latelys. We've been down this Russell road before. We wanted that fight. They said no. They said no. We've been here before. So Delano, put another name on it. Get Devin out your mind, man. Get Devin out your mind. Who? Put a name on it. You said everyone been ducking these boys. Who? Because Anton got in there with Puello and lost, and no one's telling him, get it back in blood. Get it back in blood. I was in Brooklyn when which Russell fought in Brooklyn? The one behind him. Because all of them are named Gary. Him in the back. He lost. He got dropped in that fight. I watched it. And I was sitting behind one of the cousins. Antonio, thank you. He lost on that card. I watched it. I was there. Light-eye, salute. So, Delano, please, tell me who's ducking him. Just let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. He says, Foster, Tank, T.O., Shakur, Ryan, all duck Gary Russell Jr. at 130 and 135. Gary Anton asking for Dev, no. I don't give a fuck what Gary Anton's asking for because he doesn't deserve shit. And when you're in the A side, you don't step backwards. Why would you step backwards? This isn't charity because no one was giving Devin charity. He worked and fought for everything he earned. Gary Anton has to earn his shot. You got Puerto problems. Go handle that. Now, let's address, you said Oshaki Foster ducked Gary Jr. at what, 130? What are you talking about, bro? Tank, I'll give you Tank. T.O., Did they ever meet? Were they ever mentioned in the same sentence? I don't remember. Shakur? Ryan? Let me ask you a question. How often does Gary Russell Jr. fight? Never mind. Let's look it up. Gary Russell Jr. Let's go to his box record. Hugo Castena, he smoked him. He lost to Mark Magsayo. I think he had a shoulder injury, but he lost that. He beat some nigga named Tug Snot Ninbaya, Kiko Martinez. Question. How often does he fight a year? Thank you, Xavier. This nigga, One Deep said he fights every leap year. It seems that way. Now, I don't know what's going on with the contracts or whatever, but that's not my point. My point is, this motherfucker barely fights, man. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying that he can't beat nobody. He's dangerous, but he's not active. Delano. That is 100% false. Because when he did fight, he found time to fight these guys from Asia. Look at the last names he fought. Castaneda, who's that? Magsayo, ain't he Filipino? Tug Stott Nyanbaya, Kiko Martinez, Joseph Diaz, Oscar Escandon. Okay, can he fight an American, please? Do you realize it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights ago was the Lomachenko fight, y'all. How many years ago was that? 10 fights ago was the Lomachenko fight. How many years ago was that? You see what I mean? He's only had 10 fights in the last, 8 years? 10 fights in the last 7 or 8 years? What? And it's because people are ducking him? No, man. No. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. To me, he's comfortable just showing you his talent and just saying, I'll beat everybody. He's not actively pursuing anything because without the pandemic, when the Devin Haney fight was there, his family said no. No. Delano, let me tell you how this works. You have a warped sense of reality. The world of boxing is not ducking Gary Russell. Gary Russell, with all that talent, is not doing enough. There's a difference. At no point did I say he's trash. At no point did I say he's not talented. What I am saying is he's underachieving. And at some point, you have to blame him. There's no reason why a man with all that talent, because he's a talent, is not active enough. You have a warped sense of reality. He's not active because he's being frozen out. I'm telling you right now, the last person to froze him out is the most important person in boxing right now around those weight classes, and that was Devin Haney, and he tried to give him a payday, and they said no. So you living in this reality, this Gary Russell reality, you should be asking, all right, what you doing next, Gary? All of them. Ask all of them. Gary Anton, Mr. Gary, all of them. Antonio, what are y'all doing next? I know you want to root for them, Delano, but what are they giving you? They haven't given you anything to root for. Right now, who's Anton fighting next? Tell me about his opponent. Can you? I can't. I know he lost to Puello, and no one said get it back in blood. Look at this. Look, this is what I'm saying. They blackball Russell. Listen, bro. All right, here's where I'm at with you, Delano. You're just a D-blower for the Russells. If you're related to them, just say that, and I'll understand. But what you just typed there makes no sense. It makes no sense. Nobody blackballed the Russells. What are you talking about? Mr. Gary Russell is not, he's not voicing anything. He's not actively pursuing anything. He seems comfortable where he is. Gary Anton is just firing shots at Devin because he popping. But what happens? You know what'll happen if Devin turns his attention to Gary Anton? What I just told you happened to my boy when we ran out of Toys R Us that day when we were kids. He gonna turn around and start screaming, "Wait!" Ain't nobody blackballing no goddamn Russell family. They're there. They're talented. Show and prove. He said blackball. Yeah, Xavier, then there's that. All those arguments that y'all threw at Devin, he don't sell and no money, and I don't hear that with Gary Anton or Gary Antonio or Mr. Gary. I don't hear that. So fighting Andy Russell is a step backwards. What are you going to do? If you're Devin Haney, you're going to fight Gary Anton for what? They need to be on their knees licking his nuts if he looks at Gary Anton. And you know what? The third fight could be Gary Anton. It'll make Delano happy. I don't think it is. I know Jose. He just likes them for some reason. And that's cool. I like them too. But I'm realistic. They're not doing shit, but talking. When Mr. Gary Russell had an opportunity, they said no. When Bill pulled up on the Russells, they said no. When Bill pulled up on Subadel Matias, they said no. Shakur had an offer, he said no. Between him and Tio, they're supposed to be next up. We'll see who says yes. Delano, ain't nobody talking about no Winky Wright right now. And Winky was nice with it. But watch this. Winky Wright got a dub over Felix Trinidad. Winky Wright had a fight with Bernard Hopkins. At least he fought Paul Williams. At least Winky Wright, when the fights was presented to him, he fought them. Name a fight that Winky Wright ducked. Exactly, J-Man. I heard about that. These motherfuckers went to Mill City and start talking shit about all these other fighters. But what's the DHP slogan? They say everything but fight. And I'm guaranteeing you, if Devin sat down and said, all right, fuck it. Let's get to the smoke. Gary Anton or Gary Russell Jr. start talking about, oh, well, I need this amount of money. You don't say what you need. I'm telling you what you're getting. One dude's fighting every 5 years. The other one just talking with a loss against Puello that no one's telling him to get it back in blood. Don't talk to me about them, man. And I'm being respectful. Don't talk to me about them. Don't talk to me about them. Do something. You gotta do something, baby. Yup, he fought Fernando Vargas. I don't know a fight that Winky Wright turned down. One brother told Devin no. The other one just talking. Meanwhile, he got a loss against Alberto Puello. And no one's saying get it back in blood. Devin got to do everything and give charity. Fuck out of here, man. I hope that fourth pick is Bakram. Because he's the boogeyman. Well, what's Bakram doing? Well, he knocked the shit out of Tim Tszyu. No one saw that coming. Oh, but Bakram's at 54. Okay, well, Devin's going up to 54. And he has a belt. Now what? Nobody wants to fight him that he put on the list. Your favorite fighter's on that list. Your favorite fighter's on that list. Ryan's on the list. Tank's on the list. Shakur's on the list. Teal's on the list. Boots on the list. Your favorite fighter's on that list. Everyone said no, except Brian Norman. So what's he supposed to do? Trillion, what up? Y'all say he big anyway, right? So he gonna go up to 54. You know what's gonna happen? Let me disarm y'all right now. Same argument y'all had for Brian Norman is gonna be the same argument y'all gonna have if it is Bakram. And I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be the same outcome. It's gonna go from, oh man, Bakram's gonna power box you, and you gonna feel that left hand and that right hook that Tim Tszyu felt. Oh man. And when Devin gets his hand raised, after boxing his fucking face in, probably dropping him, y'all gonna say he needs to go to 68 and fight Canelo next or some stupid shit. You know why? Where's Tim Bradley? What happened to Tim Bradley? I mean, Devin just running around disarming you motherfuckers. I swear to God, it's hilarious. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says, Winky Wright is my favorite boxer because he never ducked. Yeah, he never ducked no smoke. He ain't ducked no smoke. Oh, okay, Delano, it's a DC thing. Oh, I get it. Tribalism. I get it. You know what tribalism gets you? It gets you to eat your own words. I'm from New York. But we ain't got, well, the fighters we got coming out of New York, y'all not paying attention to. But the names coming out of New York, I'm disappointed in, to be honest. I don't need to think about anything, Delano. You're here talking to me. It's not a DC thing. You think people are ducking him. That's like saying, hey, man, I went and beat up his fist with my face. That's how backwards you are. Ain't nobody ducking. Duck and Devin don't even go together. Does with the Russells. Ducking and shit talking with all that talent. Ducking and shit talking, but you got all that talent. What we got to look, what we got? Big Baby Miller. How'd that pan out? He's fighting on this undercard, by the way, this weekend. Who else? Balanga. How'd that work out? Who else? Richardson Hitchens. I'm telling you, that dude's days are numbered. I'm telling you. All of these dudes have the same DNA, and I've seen it before. And right now, Gary Russell and Gary Russell Jr., he's going to be one of those guys that has all the talent in the world, but we're going to be talking 10 years from now like, well, how good was he really? Well, why didn't he fight his contemporaries? And watch how those white folk talk about him. See, when I'm talking about him, It's out of concern. Gary, you got to do something. More than talk. You got to actively pursue these fights. Can't duck no more. It's out of concern and love. Not dick blowing. It's not going to be woulda, shoulda, coulda. In 2 decades from now, when we're talking about Devin Haney, you can hate him all you want, but you know what you're going to have to refer to? The resume. Oh, some say Devin was too big. When did he miss weight? Womp womp. Well, he never fought Tank Davis. Tank Davis ducked. Tank Davis was the A-side. He could have fought anybody he wanted. Instead of fighting Devin Haney, what did he do? He chose Jake Paul and didn't even do that. He beat up some chick at the club. Womp womp. Wah, wah, wah. Where you going with this? Let's talk Ryan Garcia. He a drug cheat, got suspended for a year. Then he was racist. We found out he was racist. When all that subsided, got in the ring and lost to this motherfucker, Rolly Romero. There was still an opportunity for him to fight Devin Haney. He never ran it back. Devin was actively trying to pursue him. There goes that. Where else you want to go? Rolly Romero? Openly ducked him. Where else you want to go? When Devin hangs the mitts up, Hall of Fame. Gary Russell? Nope. See that? You see that? All these fighters are jealous of Devin because all I see is the work. Turkey Alashe came through and saw the work, and he's rewarded him financially. And he's performing because he wants to fight his contemporaries. It's great in his bank account and even better on the resume. It's a Hall of Fame fighter. Gary Russell? No. Gary Anton? No. Gary Antonio? No. Rolly Romero? No. Ryan Garcia? No. Tank? Probably. But what are you celebrating? What's the criteria to get into the Hall of Fame? Gayest fans? That's what we're doing?
Faggot shit.
By the way, y'all, where's Tank?
Down at Fraggle Rock.
Go get that little nigga. Delano, shut up. Get on my nerves now. I don't know what this weird-ass Russell obsession is. I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave this here. They're not doing anything. Therefore, they don't deserve shit. Period. End of. Ain't nobody ducking no Russells. They got to do something. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Gary Russell Jr. would have been Devin's one of his first big fights. But this dude blew it. I don't give a fuck about what they got going on until they give me something to talk about. He got a fight coming up, and you don't even know who the fuck he's fighting. I'm talking about Antonio. No, I'm sorry, Anton. What is Mr. Gary Russell Jr.? Gary Allen Russell Jr. What is he doing next? He's 30-7. What's he doing next? You don't know. You don't know. Gary Anton, his next opponent. What's he doing next? Gary Antonio, what's he doing next? You don't know. All the talent in the world, and they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing shit. Where he says, isn't Sean Haney from NY? I don't know. Was a kid born out here? I don't know. I did say there's fighters that y'all don't know coming out of NY that I'm going to be promoting real soon out of the Bronx that I think got something. As it stands right now, the cats in the limelight, they've been disappointed. Jarrell Miller, disappointed. Edgar Berlanga, disappointed. Richardson Hitchens, I'm disappointed. He's doing a lot of talking, but he got to back it up. Bill went to you face to face and said, "What's up?" And after all the clowning, you got on Ness show with the boxing voice and said, "I was just fucking around." What do you, come on, bro. Come on, Brooklyn nigga. Brooklyn, what's going on, man? Yeah, I fucks with Shoo Shoo. I fucks with Shoo Shoo. There's some things I like to see him do a little bit better, but I'm not the pro here. But I fucks with Shoo Shoo. Anyway. These dudes, they wanna this isn't charity, man. Devin Haney legitimately got it out the mud. All he's looking for is for unification. And automatically Rolly Romero, that's a big payday for him, right? And your response is, he don't want to get sued? Nah, Rolly, you don't want to get your ass beat. That's what it is. And if you was ducking Devin to get a Manny Pacquiao fight, now that's not a reality. And you even flipped on your girlfriend, Ryan Garcia, after you smacked her around in the motherfucking ring. You're dumbass. Was bitching and moaning because you thought you was gonna get a rematch for him at minimum. Don't you know your girl she's not a faithful hoe. She don't keep her word. Plaid Boy, salute, man. Salute to you, man. Happy born day to you. Rolly's a clown. And as it's turning out, everybody on that list that Devin put out is a motherfucking clown. Except Brian Norman Jr. He's a real one. And I think outside of Devin Haney, he's the best welterweight in the world, next to Devin. Think I'm wrong? You already know what I'm going to say. Prove it. Hey, Delano, that's what I want to see. I want to see Gary Antoine versus Brian Norman Jr. That's what I want to see. This ain't charity. He has a loss that he's not running back. So why not beat the guy that lost to Devin to earn your keep? Gary Antoine versus, you know what? I'll do a video about that. Why not Gary Antoine versus Brian Norman? Humor me. Don't give me that he's coming off of a loss shit. When Gary Antoine has a loss, he's not even getting it back in blood. I think that's a nice get back fight. Yeah, Brother Reef, don't even help him out, bro. Don't even help him out. You notice I ain't say Zab, right? Zab did some things. Exactly, K-Rod. Norman versus Gary Antoine. That's the fight right there. Tell me that Brian Norman would duck him. Tell me. Go ahead, I dare you. Man. Easy work. But I'm going to get out of here, man. Salute to all of y'all. No live tomorrow. I got some things I got to do. And please just refrain from the
faggot shit.
I gotta stop. Rolly, you're a coward. You do not get a pass. You're gonna come up off that belt eventually. It's gonna be sink or swim. And at this point, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. These assholes. These assholes is what devalued the sport. Oh, Tone, I know. Oh, I know. I know, brother. Oh, I know. I know. Yes, sir. Salute to the Van Houses. More on that soon. What Rolly's doing is exactly why boxing has no network. And it's exactly why Turkey was able to come through the front door and take over boxing. And it's exactly why a guy like a YouTuber by the name of Jake Paul could come in and make so much noise. Because you guys don't have your heads on straight. You're fans of fighters, and you never did what's right for the sport. You root for a guy because he's from your city, or he's your cousin, or you love his tattoos, you want to lick his nose, whatever freak shit you want. All I want to see is the fights. And now that boxing is pretty much dead as y'all knew it, it's alive how I know it. That's why I'm fucking with Zuffa. Either you're going to go over there and fight your contemporary, or you're going to stay under the old system and get robbed and get the pickle in the poop chute like you used to. You're really going to work with Oscar De La Hoya and the PBC, winning belts and giving a percentage to the goddamn WBC, and they said, hey man, we take some of that money and give it to the fighters fund or something. They said, it was like, what fighters fund? Find the fighter that's getting a check, a wellness fund or whatever. They said, find the fighter that's getting a cut from them. What is he talking about? Stop lying, man. Come on now, y'all don't give a fuck about no Muhammad Ali act. So you know what, if y'all not gonna pay attention, who am I to support that? F out of here. So salute to y'all. No live tomorrow. Got a lot of work to do. But salute to everybody. The Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. And just remember,
the devil is a motherfucking liar. So you know I ain't worried. Biatch. Stupid bitch.
Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.